Good afternoon, everyone. I'm curious if my mic is working. If you can hear me, I'd appreciate a thumbs up or something in the chat saying hello. Perfect. People can hear me. So how's everyone doing? Hello, Dwight. Hello, Cross Anchors. Hey, Steve Eddie 7PSAT. Hello, and goodbye, Sparky. Hopefully we'll see you in a little bit. Hello, Schuylkill River Valley. Hello, The Train Freak. Hello, Scott Eric Catalano. Hello, CMR Products. Thank you for sponsoring me. I really appreciate that. You guys, hey J94, how you doing? I am using Streamyard, so I can now do things like this. My mic is brilliant. So I'm basically taking a book out of Sparky's Sunday streams, and I just thought, we could come on here, have some chats. So if anybody wants to come up, Stream Elements should be posting the bot. Stream Elements hopefully will actually start posting some things, but in the meantime, if you go and click on that link, the StreamYard's link, you'll pop into my basement. And when I see you there, hopefully we can get you up here. Say hello, introduce yourself, talk about whatever you want. While we're waiting for that, I just want to thank CMR Products. They are here in the chat representing, so if people have any questions for them, that would be great. So code human, 7% discount, cmrproducts.com. It comes up as error 404. Oh boy, that's not good. Oh, I see what's wrong. Try that link. And let me see about it here. Steve 87 set. I'm trying to figure out this StreamYards, how to use it all. No, I do want guests. I'd love to have somebody to talk to instead of myself. But yes. So I'm already getting accused of it being my fault. It's just started. Anyway, CMR Products, check them out, cmrproducts.com. Any questions, they'll be around. Also, just want to thank my supporters on Patreon, Marty Misner, Marty M, and the Train Freak, as well as I have a Teespring store. If anybody wants to head over there and hang out, that would be awesome. Looks like we have some victims.
Hey, victims as always.
What's up, Jason? So Jason's the Train Freak, obviously. Jason, rumor is you're going to be streaming a little bit later, but
that is correct.
Sidetrack Sunday. You got 22 people watching now. You want to talk about it now? We can come back to you later too. You can talk about it again.
Sure. I mean, while I'm out here, I've got my phone propped up, but I've been using some of this stuff here, gloss coat, because I plan on doing some decaling tonight on this one and this one. And we're going to have a couple of lucky people that's going to win these two cars that I'm decaling. So, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise yet as to what it is.
I got to ask, usually when I see you, it's got a red background, and today it looks like it says Sprint behind you. So are you no longer in the red room?
No, I'm actually outside. It's beautiful today. So it's not overly hot. It's like, I think it's 79.
So
it's nice and comfortable.
before we get off you, because you're streaming later, I thought I'd let you be the first victim, and I got a question for the day.
Okay.
The question is, do you like wiring, and why or why not?
Do I like wiring? I'm like 50-50. I mean, wiring doesn't bother me because with my job that I normally do, I'm a network admin, so I do cabling all the time. The only part of the wiring that I do not like as far as, the layouts go is climbing up under. But the actual wiring part, I mean, it don't faze me.
Awesome. You want to pop back in a little bit? Say hello
Sure.
again. Yeah, so we got Tim, we got Anthony, we got Steve, we got Frank. So I don't know if any of you want to take a poke at answering my question, and then tell us a little bit about your channel, what's going on, what's up in your world. Tim, you want to jump in?
I'll jump in. It's Steve.
Hey, Steve, go for it.
Can you guys hear me? I hope, because
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm on my phone, and I just found out that it's on low power. So, so to answer your question on wiring, well, that's kind of what I've got all in front of me right now is all my wires on this crane here. So I'm 50-50 with wiring. I think wiring is it's a lot easier with DCC. I'm glad that I don't do DC, having to deal with all of the different blocks and all that kind of stuff. I remember being at the one of the model railroad clubs and looking underneath the model railroad and just going, how do you even know what these wires are that are underneath here? So I don't have too much of a problem with it. I try to keep my stuff simple. And like I said, DCC makes it simple because you just have to hook up a couple of wires in and, put in a bus line and then put in some caps and you're good to go. I guess one of the things is, probably crawling underneath to get things lined up is probably the big challenge on it.
I agree. As I'm getting a little bit older myself, getting down there, and the hard part's actually really getting back up. But I definitely agree with you. Just want to say hello to Eric. Eric is one of the owners at DMR Products, so he's one of my channel sponsors, and looks like he's got quite the fish tank.
Yeah, just a small one.
I'm a little nervous. I got three troublemakers up here with me: Frank at Steeler Fan, Steve, and Mr. Anthony Dodge.
Hey, you guys ain't never seen a mess till you've seen something like that.
Oh, nice. Frank, is that DC or DCC?
DCC, but all that lighting and whatnot, the animated stuff, that's nuts.
Yeah, I also really love the animated stuff. I think it makes a really big difference on your layouts to have like not just the trains moving, but also some of the scenery moving.
Yeah, like I just added that smoke. I put that there on my channel. I have a couple other little push button things that go on with animation and some audio stuff as well.
So Frank, are you posting videos on your channel these days?
I am going to start this thing is pretty much, I mean, I can add more special effects to it, but other than that, track scenery is pretty much done. I'm actually thinking about tearing it down and starting over because now I'm bored with it.
So there was somebody that asked the question, why do men always tear down their model railroads right after they get them all set up?
I get all my enjoyment from the scenery. The trains going around, and some of the operations are okay, but doing the same ones over and over and over again.
Yeah. So Steve, I didn't ask you that. Are you posting videos these days?
I'm trying to on occasion. That's one of the reasons why I'm on my iPhone instead of my iPad right now, because my iPad is uploading a video. It's just kind of more along what I'm doing with this pile of wires and a mail call. And I think one of the things that people find interesting on the mail call is I do a little review on, I'm sure that you guys have seen this on eBay and on Amazon and all that kind of stuff, a package of like the 100 or the 50 or the 150 cars that you can get. So I do a little review on that to show you guys what they kind of look like and what kind of value you get for that package. So a lot of people might find that interesting, but I'm going to try to put something out once a week or so if I can, but work is kind of busy right now. So
Steve, you're talking about those little cars they have on Amazon with the headlights and taillights.
Yeah, these are the ones that I got are the ones that are not the ones that have the headlights and taillights. This is just the bulk cars, but it's the same one. Yeah. I found that they're a little small for the scale, and I've actually, after trial and error, found a way to take those headlights and taillights out and put them in scale cars. Yeah, but my point is, like in the video, I'm going to do an auto loading area eventually, and so those cars are great because you need 150 cars to fill up a parking lot. You can't go wrong with them.
No.
So Eric, we got some people in the chat asking about your fish tank. I don't know if you want to jump in and tell us what's going on back there, and then tell us what's going on in your world a little bit.
Oh, sure. Fish tank back here is a 150-gallon freshwater tank, and I have mostly angelfish and platies in there right now. And what's going on with everything is we've been spending a lot of time doing 3D design. Some of you guys may know we did resin casting there for a while. We did kit bash models, and based off of feedback, kit bash, you see the cuts, you see the sanding, you see all the problems with it. So we've switched to 3D design and printing, and we have a lot of cool stuff that we got tested and finalized now that we're ready to start showing off. And we're going to be going to a train show over in Clinton County here in Pennsylvania. They're going to have an outdoor show, and we're going to go there and have some of that stuff on display for everyone.
Fellow Pennsylvania.
Yep.
It definitely seems like there's a lot of model railroaders that are from the Pennsylvania area. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Eric, are you cool to hang out for a little bit, or are you working on stuff today?
I'm okay to hang out for a while. I'll probably be flipping between screens, doing some 3D drawing, and then coming back. So if you need me, just give me a yell and I'll flip over.
Before you go, do you like wiring layouts? Why or why not?
My dad, my brother, and I were always the ones that had to wire the layouts. And so we got really good with soldering drop wires and bus lines, and because no one else would do it. I mean, somewhere between 15 and 20 layouts that I've done over my lifetime, we've always had to do all the wiring. And they've been massive layouts. So I don't mind it. Someone's got to do it, because if you don't do it, you can't really play trains much. And I don't like doing scenery, so.
I like the scenery. You can do my wires.
No problem there.
So, Mr. Dodge, are you a wiring man? I know you've had some fun with your Faller car project wiring on your layout.
No, I'm not really into wiring. Some guys are into it. My father was an electrician, a licensed journeyman electrician, although he rarely worked as an electrician. But I learned how to wire at an early age. I don't like it because to me it's tedious, a lot of soldering, and I'm new to the train hobby. I've only been in the train hobby about 4 years, and I've got pretty bad arthritis in my hands and doing that wiring. My Fowler car, it wasn't so much wiring that was a the negative adventure. It's the little solenoids that you're supposed to plug things into, and the little read sensors, they're not working. They're supposed to work, they're not working, and they're a dime a dozen, and they're crap. And some are working, some aren't. So the automated part of the system's not working. So no, I don't like wiring. And when I got into model trains, because I'm the oddball here, which is why I always call myself the model train outsider. I do European train. I'm an American in Ohio. I do European trains. I do 3-rail. And I do a special type of German track called C-Trak by a company called Märklin. And Märklin is the anti-wiring track. Very little wiring involved. And for example, I can put in a switch, a turnout, a point, whatever you want to call it, motor and decoder, and have it digital in 5 minutes, where most guys take half an hour to an hour to take one motor and put it in. So yeah, I'm not in the wiring camp. I do what I have to do, but if I can avoid it, I'm happy.
I definitely can understand that. But are you going to still be doing your live streams every Friday?
As life allows. I mean, I've been lucky enough that since I've finally been back to work, I still can get home on Fridays and put something up. But I had 2 shows. I haven't done either show in 5 months. My German show, which is a more serious show where I focus on the Märklin products, the Märklin system, and everything. I haven't done one of those since May, maybe April. And then there's the more silly show, which I haven't done since April. And that kind of has been replaced by the live streams, because on the live streams, I get to fool around and not be visited by the other guests that appear on my one show, because live, he just can't make it in live.
Andy's asking you if you said British outline Märklin 3-rail.
No, I did not say British outline Märklin 3-rail. It's all German, HO scale German.
And if people are wondering, it's Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, is the whole name to your channel if people are looking for you on YouTube.
For Americans, it's easy. It's Dodge, like the car. And yeah, I'm related distantly, but yeah. So it's just Anthony Dodge. There is some other Anthony Dodge out there on YouTube, but no, I'm the one that really has a channel with videos and everything else, so it's easy to find me. But I would just advise, don't even come to my channel, because there's nothing here the average person would want to see. And
I don't know, Anthony, you've got all those great songs. How can you say that? If you want some great Model Train parody songs, you got to head over to your channel.
That is something I'm glad some people have responded positively to it. But if I could pay somebody, I'd have somebody else sing them. But my first love was writing. I've been a writer, had a book published, was a writer. And the Model Train has allowed me to mix this new love, model trains, with my old love of writing, and then another love, which is comedy and parody. So I think the lyrics to the songs are great. The singing, other than the one my wife's sung, not good. But hey, if people want to check in and have a laugh, they can check in. But the average person isn't going to tune into my channel and go, hey, here's a great channel about trains, and I'm going to learn stuff and stay. I've got 600 subscribers, of which 500 are cousins. So
are you saying I'm abnormal because I've joined your channel?
I'm not a clinical psychologist, although I've had many classes in psychology. Anybody
it's really easy to figure out whether or not Heath is abnormal.
I think anybody who joins my channel and sticks around probably does have a screw loose. So,
speaking of screw looses, I see John from TSG Multimedia's popped in. How you doing, John?
I'm okay. Just getting ready for my own deal. So.
Yeah, so you're streaming in 1 hour and 50 minutes, right?
1 hour and yes, something like that.
51 minutes.
Something like that. I'm not good at math. Yeah, 4 o'clock my time.
And what are you going to be doing on your stream?
Oh, the stream is a return of a series from my channel, TSG Multimedia, to a series called TSG Live Crew Lounge, and that's where I've asked some very knowledgeable people to come on and basically have a panel discussion. I'm not going to do a call-in show like I've been doing, like this. It's a lot of fun, but that's not the program today. And today the panel is going to talk about basically how they've been coping with or dealing with the pandemic and how it has affected their model of railroading. And, it should be interesting because everybody's going to have a different take. Some of the guys I invited are very heavily into ops, so they may have some gripes about not having time or not being able to get together with friends for operations. Some of them don't care about ops and they just build stuff, so they may be very excited that the pandemic gave them all kinds of time, right? So it should be interesting.
I'm trying to figure out how to make the little guy on the left the main guy in the center, and I just can't figure it out. But anyway, so John, I know you don't have a layout at home, but you definitely go to some club layouts. So I'm going to ask today's question. Do you like wiring? Why or why not?
I've only helped with wiring on a layout once, and I actually enjoyed it. I found it to be very pleasing to my OCD to be able to get the solder to go just perfect, And it was the first time I had a chance to work with resistant soldering too. That was kind of fun. I did basically they were leads for our N scale layout at the South Bay Historical Railroad Society in Santa Clara, California, close to where I live. And I had a lot of fun with it. I enjoy working on DCC on models, so that's wiring in a way. I like it. I like soldering. Soldering is, to me, is like welding. If you get a really good bead going with an arc welder or MIG welder or whatever, it really is pleasing to your OCD if you're also afflicted with that like I am.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
That is very true.
So, yeah, I guess the short answer is yes. I can understand why some people, when like building layouts or whatever, don't like it because you have to get under the layout and you're having to look up and dropping hot stuff in your face and on your body and whatever. So, and you're having to deal with spaghetti, what I call spaghetti, which is tons of wires all in one place. That kind of sucks. But if you can keep it organized, and I've seen some very ingenious ways of keeping wiring under a layout organized using zip ties and stuff like that. It can be actually very pleasing, I think, if you do it right.
Yeah, I've actually, on a lot of my videos, I've tried to sort of show kind of how I'm doing my wiring management, because that's actually very important to me as well, because I want to be able to go back and if I have a problem, be able to figure it out without banging my head on the wall. So
yeah, it's a lot easier if you're organized, right?
Absolutely. So I got another guy down in the basement that wants to come up. Does anyone want to volunteer to drop down for a little bit?
I'll drop. That's fine.
You can boot me anytime.
Don't worry, I will.
I'll also be taking off before too long, Heath, because I have to still get ready for my show. Hi, Nathan.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, John, though. So yeah, an hour and 45 minutes. I don't know that I'll still be on at that point, but if I'm still on, I'll make sure we send everyone over to you.
Yeah, that's up to you. If you guys are having a good time, by all means, continue. But yeah, I appreciate that.
I don't know, with some of the guys I get around here, they give me a hard time, so I might not be able to put up with them for too long.
Right. Well, you know what happened when I thought I was going to go off in less than an hour when I was helping Dave test his a couple weeks ago.
I know.
We ended up being on for over 4 hours live.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking about what's going on with the showstopper, that could end up being a long conversation too.
Yeah, the TSG Live Crew Lounge that we do, usually there is a hard stop for that because the people that I ask to be guests have other things that they need to do. So it won't be just me talking for 4 hours and bringing more and more people on as time goes by. But
right.
Yeah, I think that it's funny when we do the Crew Lounge show, it always feels like we just got started when it's, when the first hour, when it turns over the first hour. And when we were doing these shows live in person before the COVID thing happened, we were at the Santa Clara Depot at where that layout is that I was talking about working on. And, we would just be feeling like we got started and the food arrives. And it's like, oh, well, time to end the discussion. Sorry. And people are like, oh, well, that ended too fast because they just got comfortable and just got, really in a rhythm of things. So I guess sometimes it's good to have a hard stop because you can always revisit a topic if you want to at a future date. Because, with a lot of the topics that people will discuss regarding our hobbies, it can take hours to fully discuss everything, and sometimes hours isn't even enough to discuss everything. So it's always fun though. Either way, you get to hang out with your friends and talk about stuff that you're passionate about. So that's really, I think, what matters, and it gives people something interesting to listen to.
Yeah, especially in these times when we're, not able to get to the clubs and stuff, to have a place to, to chat. That is really great. So,
Yeah,
Nathan Delay.
That purpose.
Yeah, oops, sorry to cut you off, John.
Sorry.
Nathan, we got a comment earlier about your bullet train that you're working on.
I recently finished it, but the reason why people say it's bullet trains because the train is the shell on it. It's made out of bullet shells that I like how I you have cut up soda cans before they I would get a saw or something, and I would rather put oil on the bullet shell, because if you don't have any oil, it could easily ruin the blade quickly. So then I cut that off, and then I cut it again on the slide down on the other side, and then I make them into sheet metal, and then I saw them together.
So you're basically unfolding the bullets to kind of make them a flat piece of metal, just like you do with the soda cans.
Yeah.
So was your part 3 video, was that your last video in that series, or is there a part 4? I haven't gotten a chance to watch part 3 yet.
I basically finished the train completely. It has sound and all the other cool features.
Oh, so it'll actually run on your track too.
Yeah, I bought the locomotive at a train store not far from me, and shockingly, I thought it was going to be a piece of junk. But then when I bought it, well, I first bought it 100 something, and it was going to be. It could actually run on analog and DCC, which means it comes with its own remote. And when I put DCC on the track, it can automatically be connected to my Digitraks. So I converted the locomotive into my bullet shell train. Sorry for talking to it.
No, it's all good, Nathan. I'm going to get back to you in 1 second, but John, I don't know if you see Andy's question.
I had to get back to my unmute. I was trying to answer him in the comments, but I can't do it on Streamyard because I can't type a comment in the comment section on Streamyard, which is not a very good design. Yeah, if anybody is interested, just go to my channel, TSG Multimedia, here on YouTube, and I think it's on right there on the front page. There's a thumbnail for. Let me see if I can find it. I could just share my screen real quick, and I'll show you.
Yeah, go for it.
Is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, hang on a second, and let me figure this out. Share screen. Share screen. Here we go. Application window. Streamyard. Wait a minute. Streamyard.
I like how you're talking through it so we don't think that nothing's happening. Like we're not just
right?
waiting for you. We get the full play-by-play.
Right, exactly. I don't think this is it's showing StreamYard. If I switch over to this, does this work? Can you see what the page?
Yeah, so I didn't realize apparently I had to add it once you started streaming, so it's up now.
Okay, so you can see the 844 going over a bridge right now.
Yes, we can.
Oh,
Okay, so if you go to that, that's my page, and if you scroll down here, can you see my cursor?
Yes.
yep.
The bottom
in
left.
It's in this. Here it is. I apologize. Don't scroll down. It's right here. Oh no, that's not it. Hey, where is it? I had it all set up, and maybe I've uploaded too many things since I set it up. Maybe if you hit this little caret right here, it'll show up. Here it is. Sorry, I am just out of it. I've been really busy the past 2 days and got a lot of sun, so I do have an excuse. So how I found it was I went to the main page, and then I nudged this over here, and it's in that second row of programs. It's this one, TSG Crew Lounge Modeling During the Pandemic. So that and I have a reminder in case I forget. You see that?
You have a reminder for yourself in case you forget, not for us.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you click that around, 4:00 or so, it'll be the beginning of the show. I'm meeting with the people that are going to be on the show a little bit earlier so that we can sort of plan what we're doing. Let me stop sharing my screen there. There we go.
And just so everybody, so everyone knows, when you said
everybody well enough.
and just so people know, when John says 4:00, John's not talking about the same 4:00 that us normal people on the East Coast call 4:00. Talking about that weird West Coast 4:00.
Well, the normal people on the West Coast. Since you put
Is
it
that a
that way.
contradiction in terms?
I think so. So Andy, I hope that answered your question. So Rick Bailey finally taught me how to use StreamYards. I couldn't figure it out when you're like this. You just sort of drag somebody over, then they become big, which is so Nathan. So if people don't know, Nathan's channel is called Nathan Delay, but Nathan does a lot of custom. Oh, and I don't have it on my desk. Does a lot of custom trains. He did a lot of stuff with like soda cans, cutting them up, and building like some just sort of desktop models. But he also makes some actual trains that can run on your layout, on an HO scale layout. And now Nathan's doing stuff with bullets, which I think's really cool. So, anything else going on with your layout, Nathan, that you want to tell us about?
Oh yeah, let's see. The 2 passenger cars I made for the train are spray cans. So I guess it's not a recommend thing. And the one between the
So did you cut up a spray can, or did you just use it intact?
I would have to punction it first on a spot that you would like a cut on the side to when the paint is out, it can be easy. It can be better off to cut it without spraying in your face or whatnot.
That definitely sounds like a do not try this at home type of situation.
So
so cool. So Nathan, do you like wiring? Why or why not?
Jacob has one of the scratcher trains I made.
Now I feel like I got to go grab mine.
Oh,
I'm getting shown up.
so to answer the question, yes and no, and the 2 reasons why I don't like. I like wiring because of the bullet. the bullet train I made, but what I don't like about it is how difficult it can be, especially the temperature and getting the wires correctly right.
Yeah, getting the wires lined up is definitely definitely important part of wiring. Yeah, that's true. Mike from Cross Tankers. This is all official and whatnot. I like you in the middle looking at their screens reminds me of the Brady Bunch. Hey, Mike, get your butt up here too, Rick Bailey. And Brian from Iron Horse. So keep taking over other people's shows. Jason and myself do something called Sidetrack Sunday. And Mike from Cross Tankers, they've been doing a lot of stuff. And there's a bunch of different shows. So we keep going on other people's shows and trying to take over their live stream, which has been amusing. Who else has something exciting going on while we try and get somebody else up here to talk about their stuff?
I guess.
Anthony, you talk a lot. Come on, you got something to say.
No, I'm just hanging here waiting for you to boot me or ask me a question.
I think that was a question.
No, that was a statement. Do I have anything going on? I never have anything going on. I do one project a year on my layout and I'm done. And that was my bus station, so I'm done for the year.
Anthony, would you want to share one of your, I know I'm completely putting you on the spot right now, but would you want to share one of your song parodies that won't scare absolutely everybody away?
I don't know. I think most people have seen it, but I can pull one up and I think I can share screen here, right?
Can?
All right. Well,
I think.
You think. Well, let's see. Share screen with two monitors.
Pick the good one.
Well, I only have the one monitor going.
So, John, you trained him well. Now Anthony knows that as he goes through the clicking on various things.
All right, so let's see if this shows up. Are you seeing my page now?
I am.
All right, well, let's do the one Joyce sings because that's the easiest on the ears. Whoop. Way to go, YouTube.
Oh, Anthony, you're killing me.
Idea, right?
I think some people were bopping in the chat.
Well, if they like it, they can always go to the page and watch the rest of it. It's just a long time ago in a different life, I tried my hand at comedy, but I was also a serious writer trying to get published. And when my first book got published and bombed, and then the publishing company refused to publish the second one, and 40, 50, 60, 70,000 other publishing companies refused to publish, I kind of stopped writing. And then I got into trains, and this just came up on a friend's live stream a few months ago. I just started doing this as a joke, and all of a sudden I just people were laughing, so we went back and made a video of one of the ones I did. People liked it, and as long as people were laughing, and that's what all I care about. If people get a smile out of it, if they want to laugh at my horrible voice, if they think the lyrics are funny, that's all it's about, because they're not going to see much train progress. I mean, I changed my camera so you can kind of see my train table here with all my Euro trains on it. But that's sort of been a big hobby for the last 2 months, is writing these parody songs and unfortunately singing them because my voice is god awful, but I don't have anybody willing to sing for me. Anybody out there wants to sing, we'll work out a way. But anyhow, I've taken up enough of people's time here.
Yeah, no, definitely. If we got any singers out there, hit up Anthony Dodge, and we'll get some professional recordings done.
Well, Heath, what are you waiting on?
Oh, you not want me singing, that's for sure.
I guess we could have Ben from Creative Rails do some of his music because of him being a drummer. That's what I know about.
I wonder if Ben sings. That's a great question. We got to hit Anthony. Do you know Ben over at Creative Rails?
No.
He was making a scratch build locomotive partially.
Yeah, that was a cool Steam logo he was making over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, you see Paul's comment?
Yeah, the windmill is just one of many projects that have been sitting on the to-do list for, well, let's see, the windmill is going on 2.5 years. I've got all the parts to it except one. I just got to eventually get off my lazy butt, buy the part, and then wire it up, and it will work because the windmill spins around. The fan blades actually do spin, but it also goes in a circle like a real windmill would to follow the air currents. But yes, the windmill, I don't know if it shows up in the picture, will eventually work. But I am very lazy. When it comes to my layout, I'm very lazy because basically I'm more into just how many trains I can run to appease my ADD and watching all my European trains run, because that's what got me into trains. I was not into trains growing up. I had no connection to model trains, but it was going to Germany beginning in 2003 and writing trains there that got me hooked. And I just wanted the trains that I was writing in Germany in my basement. And that's what I got.
Awesome. So it looks like I've got some more victims. Volunteers down in the basement. Anyone had enough time and want to drop out, or should I choose people?
I guess I could say one more thing.
Go for it, Nathan.
So there's a place I think John from ST Multimedia would like to. I think it might be interesting because it's so highly detailed. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because there's a place called British Pendant Museum, and it's all the trains are scratch built. Everything's British, and it's one of the places I like to go there, and I think that's kind of one of the things that got me inspired to scratch building.
Nathan, where's this place?
England. I think it's down at the bottom of England.
Yeah, that would be one I'd have to look for someday if I ever get out to the UK. But that could be cool.
Yeah, it's a very famous place. I first found it on BRM magazine. It's like a Maurer magazine, but in England.
That's British Railways, right?
Oh, you mean the magazine?
Yeah.
Oh, British Railway magazine, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've received copies of that at some point over the years. But I've received so many different railroading magazines that I don't even know where they all are.
Yeah, there's
Let's say hello quickly. We got AK Crazy Russian from DCC Train and Brian and Mike from Cross Anchors. Before we let AK tell us anything about his channel and what he's up to, I want to know, you like wiring? And I know you do a lot of it, but why or why not? Are you a wiring guy? Do you like doing some train wiring?
Is that question? Hi guys. Is that question to who? To me?
To you, AK. That's for you. Yeah.
Oh, AK. Hi guys.
Hey,
Just see what people doing around Sunday evening, and I have a couple of projects right there working. So yes, AK. My first profession really was assembling. If somebody don't understand my English clearly, just tell me. So assembling components on like component level, assembling electronics and like components level. So I built a lot of stuff. Of course, wiring. Like we're talking about old days when you have different modules all connected in the back. So I pretty much manage that stuff. So wiring, it's fun. Especially for occupancy detectors.
For occupancy detectors on the trains, so you use occupancy detectors to detect where the trains are?
Correct.
Or do you, nice.
With address, direction, and not yet speed of travel.
So for the one person that is on here that may not have heard of you, so what is DCC Train? Who are you and what are you up to?
Oh, DCC Train, guys, I'm not so famous, but somehow it looks like no, it's a model train store. Now we moved online. So I started in 2005. Yeah, 2005. We opened store in Cincinnati, Ohio, 2007. For almost 13 years, right? So we closed it because we kind of feeling it's not doing well. I mean, it's doing great because I have full-time job. So we went online totally. Mostly we selling pre-orders and specializing on DCC. That's obviously DCC Train, yes. We're still in business, just out of the basement so far.
Yeah, I know I found you because I was looking for DCC stuff, and I know you do a lot of. You basically will take something, open it up on camera, without touching it, set it up, and try and get it working. So I've always thought those were great videos.
Thank you.
I love the little finger gloves.
Finger gloves, yes, finger gloves, the best. That's I found that people, I think from like a gun maintenance guys, they don't want a full gloves. They just put like a couple of them with some aggressive chemical stuff. Yes, a while ago. I don't, because the full glove, if you pitch it, a little bit of what's the English word for, you zap it, you pitching the whole thing. Yeah, so finger gloves, it's working perfectly. Yes, I started installations probably first time. I have good story. So Dayton, Ohio, my first not national, it was, I think, Great American Train Show or something like this, 2002. So I established a connection with Lens, Electronics, Lens Digital Plus. They were huge. They're still huge in Europe, I think, but now in here kind of seeming because ESU, T-Trak, NC kind of took over because local means ESU specializing for US market. Anyway, so I'm at the train show. If you ever guys see the crane, Rocco crane rotating like a crane for the model railroading. For not model
like that lifts up the containers.
Crane, right? So it can move your track ties and stuff, kind of maintenance crane. So Rocco made one It rotates. Boom is going up and down, and the hook also. So I bought it in München, 2000, and we moved here from Russia. So I have it here at the show, soldering gun, computer, because I think I just got computer interface as well. And I'm doing light decoder installation, and people looking like I'm from Mars, like, what's this? What's that? What are you doing? So that was 2002. Yeah, great story. And then the DCC, like people like, what? I find out about DCC first time 1998. I think Lenz brought that in 1993, the first like DCC, because Lenz is an NMRA standard. I don't want to say it's good or bad, but that's what it is right now.
Yeah, I know you've been doing DCC and train stuff for a long time.
What?
Uh-oh, who's getting yelled at in the background?
Empty, please.
I don't want to hijack your guys' nice stream. Just want to hear who are you guys? I know.
So we've sort of talked a little bit, so you kind of know me, but I got my channel and whatnot. I think, and you probably know John from TSG as well. John's up there.
John.
You know John from TSG Multimedia?
I'm not sure.
We've never met online, but I have watched your
You
videos.
watch my that's mostly like people at the show stopping me like, hey Kay. I'm like,
yeah, that's how I knew who you were. I recognized your fingers.
okay. So you recognize my fingers.
The accent helped a little bit too.
Oh, the accent is great. Yes, works always. Great. What's other guys doing?
Eric, so this is a good time too. So Eric from CMR Products is actually just started sponsoring my channel. First, now I can't get it to go big. How do I do that? There we go. So Eric is from CMR Products. He just started sponsoring my channel, and they've got some. Oh, Eric, why don't I let you actually explain it?
Sure. You're doing fine. You could have gone ahead. Yeah, we've been in business for about 5 years after my dad passed away, and we sell decals and laser cut wood modules, desktop organizers, American roadway system that's done styrene, 3D printed parts, and keep coming up with more and more stuff to sell all the time. We produce everything here in the United States, and it's been an interesting run for us over the last 5.5 years now. And we've joined Keith in the last couple of weeks.
And you're continuing on basically what your father started.
Yeah, he expanded on it quite a bit. He supported his addiction to model trains with the business, and we've kind of grown it and tried to help everyone else's addiction with the model train business.
So I hope I'm not putting you on the spot by asking you this, but what does CMR stand for?
Custom Model Railroad.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
And we leave it abbreviated as
sense.
CMR because there's another custom model railroad company that's out of Baltimore, Maryland. They do laser cut building kits that are absolutely fantastic to look at. So
Cool.
Yeah, I've seen some of their stuff as well. Welcome back, Frank, and hello, Steve.
Hello, Heath.
Steve, it says Retirement Railroad. That's not your channel, is it?
Yeah. If you want to call it a channel, I think I have all 2 subscribers, but.
Well, what are you up to on your channel these days? Tell us what's going on, and maybe we can send some people over there.
Well, like a lot of people, I re-entered the hobby after a long hiatus, and I retired a few years back, and with this COVID thing, got back into the hobby, and my enclosed lanai or enclosed patio out back is my new train room. It's 9 by 22 feet, and I'm challenged with all windows and doors all the way around it. So a lot of pull-outs and so forth to deal with. But I'm working on it. I'm having fun.
Also, what do you model? Are you HON? What's the
HO, early 60s, Western Chicago suburbs, primarily in Burlington, the old CB&Q.
All right, so if people just search for Retirement Railroad on YouTube, we should be able to find you?
Or my name probably is better.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's the whole thing, Steve.
My
Childer
channel is Steve Childers, because my other hobby is Japanese koi, and so that's originally what I had YouTube for. So it was just under my name. Okay,
awesome. And before you go, model railroading. Do you like wiring? Why or why not?
Yeah, I don't mind wiring. Now that I'm in my 60s, it's a little tougher to get in some of the tight spots, but I've always enjoyed wiring.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard earlier, we were talking about how, it's not so much getting down to do the wiring, it's the getting back up again once you've gotten under there.
Most definitely. That is the challenge.
Is there anybody that's on stream that wouldn't mind dropping down? Let the next guy come up.
Guys.
I said my highs. I can drop down.
Seeing
awesome.
Good.
Bring me back if you need me.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see everyone again soon. And let's get the next one up here. And Frank, before we talk to Brian and Mike, I noticed you were showing something on your table a little earlier. Do you want to you want to show us what you were working on there?
No, I just happened to be setting I'm on my phone, and I happen to have it set on my layout so I can just watch you guys. That's why you've seen that.
Okay, well then never mind. Talk to you later. Brian and Mike. So I already know you guys, Brian and Mike. So I'm gonna ask you the question first before I let you talk about what you got going on over there. Hello.
Howdy.
So do you like do you like wiring your model railroad? Why or why not? Are you guys behind?
I'm gonna leave this to you, Brian. The wiring? Yeah, yeah, I've got a little delay because I'm trying to make sure there's no echo. Sorry about that. Goodness.
So Brian, so do you like wiring?
I don't mind the wiring. It's something you deal with. I don't know.
I'm a man of few words tonight. Usually you don't stop talking.
I have over 2,500. Yeah, I know, right?
We are getting a huge delay with you guys. I don't know why.
With us a little bit. Yeah, there's like a great deal. I'm going to turn this computer back on.
Are you guys going through OBS or are you going direct?
Yeah, I'm using OBS. And I'm using can y'all hear the computer or no? Can y'all hear yourselves?
I'm not getting any feedback. It's just very, very delayed and kind of weird.
Okay, I think we can drop that because I was watching through YouTube and doing the same thing. I think the delay will be over now. You can take the mic out of your ear. So now you want to go through about your wiring?
Oh, yeah. There's over 2,500 feet of wire, probably over 3,000 by now on the layout. You just have to. I mean, it's electric trains, and it's like not doing the foundation of your house correctly. So.
It's interesting you say that. I think of the wiring sort of as the like the veins and the arteries and the nervous system of a model railroad. And like you don't see any of it, but without it, nothing works.
I mean, because I have a lead because I used a star method to wire mine because I'm a 3-rail O scale, which is AC current, alternating current, not DC like I guess all you guys in 2-rail versions and HO or 2-rail O scale use. We're AC, So I used the star method, which is you have your one power point out to like your terminal bus, and then from there it tries to get an equidistant pieces of wire out to the track, roughly, every 10 to 12 feet to ensure a consistent, stable power source, and that it doesn't drop as you have multiple engines running, lights on it, etc., like that. And then you have to have all your blocks and do all that, and then all the stuff for switching to make all that back and programmed in, and now you use telephone wire for that. And I mean, it all really does add up. But I mean, if you're going to play with electric trains, you got to be willing to play with electricity.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
But and if you take the time to like have some growing pains the first couple times with it, but I begin to understand it a bit and learn how to make proper connections with proper tools, your enjoyment level in the long run on your hobby and electric trains will be much better. Avoiding learning anything about wiring and not doing it right will just cause you problems when you play with your electric trains.
You make your tech master do all the wiring, or does the train master get in on the wiring as well?
Oh no, that's me pretty much over there. He helps sometimes with doing some long runs, and when I've done troubleshooting, across, when you're trying to get through a couple 100 feet of wire and figure out what's what or what happened, and he helps with that and stuff. But the layout's predominantly me over there. But he helps a lot with, Mike gets involved with connecting into the computer and doing updates on the MTH and line out equipment and all that type of stuff, and trying to get stuff to sync together in the command environment in that. So, I mean, I don't mind the wiring. It is what it is. It's part of the beast. And but it can be fun to make it work when you figure it out.
So if there's anybody in here that doesn't know Brian and Mike, they're Cross Tankers Railroad. Brian's the train master, Mike's the tech master, and you got a pretty impressive O-scale layout in there. You're being asked how big your layout is, Mike and Brian.
It's an odd shape. There's over 1,200 linear feet of track. I have over 54 switches. I have 4 main lines, a yard loop, a 5-track classification yard. We have 4 sidings, 2 main passenger spurs under the station, and a little more to come. So, but I think the layout's if you look down on it, it's about 600 square feet of a footprint, but I have 4 different layers that span over 4 feet. So
got a bridge that looks like it's going in the wrong direction on your layout behind you there.
Yeah, that's the Lionel Hellgate Bridge. It's a lift bridge to get in and out. I made the bottom part of it.
And the name Cross Tankers?
Well, my name Cross Tankers, well, that's Mike's idea to put it together, but that's when I was a bosun mate in the Navy, and that was our symbol, and we put those there. That was allowed back in the day because before everybody was literate back in the day, it showed what you were trained to do when you met somebody and shook their hand, so you knew what their job was. And then this was the only one permitted for a long time in the military, the Cross Tankers, because it's the oldest job in the U.S. Navy. And so then that's where that kind of came from. And then the railroads, just like in railroads.
And before we move on to Tom, who we just added down there, you guys are trying to do a lot of stuff with STEM and really connect STEM and model railroading and, really promoting that. Is that how did you guys get into, what is it about that you're
I guess I could talk about that for a moment.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite things. Oh, thanks, Rail Artist. From one squid to another. Sorry, I got distracted. I wanted to make sure that it's one of the big pushes that they're pushing towards younger people in schools. And I see it a lot when I'm talking to younger people that they're even going to classes for STEM, for science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and all computer sciences is what it all like encompasses. And we were talking about this and we were hearing for a while, like everybody felt like the hobby was dying, or it wasn't like that. It wasn't encompassing everybody anymore. And I was like, wait, this is exactly what STEM is. Everything in this layout is STEM. You have to do every little piece of that to figure this out. And I didn't understand why it wasn't being talked about more. So we wanted to make a web series, and that's what we're doing with our live streams, is we are going through each segment of STEM and trying to showcase each spot of it and explain why it is in STEM and how the younger audience can learn from it. Oh, schools have added art to STEM? Oh, STEAM.
STEAM. Oh, okay.
I haven't heard STEAM before, but that's cool.
I mean, this hobby covers so much, and it's I'm trying to evolve it forward, but it's always been a cutting edge hobby. I mean, when Lionel started selling trains in 1900, it was pretty cutting edge. The electric train that went around the track.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's always been a cutting edge hobby, and it doesn't kind of get talked about in that way. I mean, almost everybody here plugs a computer into their train layout. At some point has something kind of to do with that. There's a lot of that going on, but just the electricity itself and making the motors work and everything, it is, and then two rail, trying to wire, just doing a conventional to wire back on a reversing loop requires special stuff with wiring, correct? On two rail stuff?
Yeah, so absolutely. You're auto reversing.
Right.
Or you put a little module in.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
But that's due to what? More digital stuff now, right?
Yeah.
And the connections. I mean, and look at what we're doing here, all talking online about this stuff. It is just, and that is the next generation. They were born immersed in it past their eyeballs, and and really relating how the tech but gets hands on as well out of the digital realm is what model railroading also does. And allows you to get that hands-on experience and sense of satisfaction of something you created with your hands beyond outside the digital world, inside the electronics as well. And that I know personally gratifying. And then you have the whole therapy of just what the hobby can do for you. I mean, it's nice to watch your train go around.
It's nice to see something you built actually work.
Yeah. Oh.
And work with your phone even, and you get to play with the app, and it's like, oh, something's actually happening.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there are a lot of people here that got into trains as a little bit of a therapy. That's for sure. Anyone else have any thoughts on the STEM thing? I do think that's it's definitely something interesting to kind of really tie it in together. Or not. We can just go on and say hello to John Arthur says, I can see a future without wiring, borrowing battery power from RC cars and planes. Feel like that would open the hobby up for more people.
I mean, that would be cool, but it's going to overheat so quickly right now. But I'd love to see it happen.
I do think, there's something interesting about it. Like O scale and G scale definitely have a lot more room to put batteries into. But N scale, I was
going to say, I've seen some module layouts that are all dead rail with remote controls. It's fascinating to watch. And they're doing HO layouts of all of those. HO and O.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, the technology with the super caps and being able to charge them up to run the locomotives is kind of amazing.
What I guess I would like to see is like the idea of dead rail, but basically still having the track be the charging source. So we have stay alives now in a lot of locomotives, but they only last a couple seconds. If we could get it to the point where, you could have larger sections of a, dead rail, but still have the track charging the trains, wouldn't need to rely on a battery running out every 15 minutes and having to, open up an HO scale locomotive to stick a new battery in or whatnot. You just have the track keep charging the train as it goes around, and you're getting the best of both worlds, in my opinion.
Right.
So, when I start my train technology company, that's what I'll do.
That's an excellent idea.
Right?
Yeah, get that going, Heath.
Yeah, I'm in with you.
Yeah, Tom, I may need you to do a lot of that programming and stuff. So Tom, who the heck are you?
Oh, hell, I don't know. Tom's Trains and Things.
Oh, too funny, Tom. So, Tom, I've been asking everybody, and I think I know the answer with you based on the pile of stuff on the table next to you. But do you like wiring? If so, why or why not?
What's wiring? Yeah, I've been doing wiring for a long time. Yeah, I like it. That's I've been an electrician, electronic technician, been troubleshooting electrical problems all my life. So that's second nature to me. So I like wiring. I don't have any problems with it. The only thing is I have a problem with wire ties and trying to tie it up, because once I tie it up, then there's always a problem with it, and then you've got to start cutting wire ties and then troubleshooting your problems.
So getting under the table to do the wiring, getting back up again, you're all good to go?
Well, yeah, except for now at my age, it's kind of hard to get underneath the table. Well, it's easy to get under there. It's just hard getting up. It takes me about 5 minutes to get up.
I'm actually going to give a nod to Roy Smith, N-Scale. I can't remember his
subdivision. Yeah.
N-Scale Union.
Yeah,
Pacific
real
subdivision.
Name.
Yeah, the whole thing. He put, and I thought this was a great idea. He put braces up here, not right up at the front edge, but just back from the front edge of his layout, and he's attaching all of his contact strips and connection strips to that little strip, so he can roll his chair up. Just get under just the first little bit of his layout, and he's got all of his wiring right then and there.
Yeah, somebody showed me, and I can't remember who it was, but they built a bus that went along the front of their layout, right underneath, behind, so you couldn't see it. They put it behind the scenery, but there was a bus that ran all the way across, and they attached everything from that. They used copper banding.
Oh, so literally it was just two pieces of copper that
were just two pieces of copper
mounted,
going all the way across, and then they tied in from there. And I can't remember who showed me that, but they sent me an email with pictures of it, and it looked pretty good. But since I already had everything all wired up, I wasn't about to try it.
I feel like that could have been a shocking situation if you kind of reached under the bench and
could be.
Didn't realize it.
Electrifying.
Yeah, exactly. Rob with another one of his
bus?
comments. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a short bus.
So there are 45 people here right now. I'm guessing everybody knows who you are, Tom, but just in case there's one person that doesn't know you, what do you got going on in your channel these days?
Okay, Arduinos. Okay. Now, I don't have anything going on right now, but I've been, watching a lot on DCC++ EX, and they're almost every day they're improving stuff like that. And so I don't know, where did I put it? I got something here someplace. Oh, here it is. This is the last video that I did on it, where they put a Wi-Fi shield up on top of the command station for DCC++, so you could use Engine Driver without using JMRI. And so I'm going to get one of the other shields that they showed. It's actually a shield where you could plug in the small module, the ESP, whatever it is, 8266. All these numbers confuse me.
Yeah, don't start throwing out numbers, Tom. You'll confuse everybody.
Just a little module that you plug in so you could have internet, or not internet, but Ethernet, Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi. So you could just hook up Engine Driver to your cell phone right to that without using your home internet or going through JMRI. So I'm just waiting on the other shield so I could start playing around with it.
When I first stumbled across Tom's channel back in May, he was dealing with an Arduino issue, and it took me 2 months to figure out what an Arduino was.
It's easy. It's easy once you get to know it.
I love you say it's easy, but when you held up the Arduino with the motor shield with the Wi-Fi shield on top, and there were just wires just sort of like cascading off of it in various directions. With whatever.
You got two wires going to the track. Okay, you got a power source for the motor shield, and you got a power source for the Arduino. So that's all there is to it.
And then there's the programming, Tom.
Well, there's no programming involved.
Yeah, what language
with DCC ++ EX. All you have to program into, well, if you're going to use this with your home network, all you have to do is program in your username and password. But what they're coming up with now is you can even do it with this shield right here. You don't even have to do that. I mean, they have a program where all you have to do is download the program and it'll install it automatically on your Arduino. I have an Arduino Mega right here. So basically, you just install it, answer a couple of questions. All you have to do is say, if you're using a Uno or a Mega, and what motor shield you're using, and then what port you're hooked on your computer, and that's it. It'll install everything, and that's all you have to do. It's DCC++ ready to go.
I like that they're now making it so much easier to install it, because it, I'm sure figure it out, but it makes it easier for people like me to get into it.
But before that, I mean, it was still pretty easy. All you had to do was find the sketch and then hook up your devices, and you go into one of the pages and change a 1 to a 0 if you use the Mega, other than an Uno. So no, I don't know, not that. On the motor shield for the Arduino motor shield to the Polulu, it went from 0 to 1. That's all you had to change. You upload it and you're ready to go.
Tom, I love how you say it's easy, because some people open up a text file, they see 1,000 lines of code, and you're like, just change the 0 to the 1. Like,
okay, go to configure.h, go down a couple about 5 lines, and then you'll see something in there for Arduino or Polulu. It'll say Arduino is 0 and Polulu is 1. So you go down a couple more lines, and where you see motor shield, it says equal 0. You change that to a 1 and save it, and you're all ready to go.
Yeah, exactly, Steve. Exactly. We've just lost everybody.
Easy as mud.
Just lost everybody.
Hey, Tom, you're just down the road from me. I'm on the east side of Tampa Bay. So
okay.
You can come up here and do my Arduino.
Okay. I might be a little bit closer, because we're starting to. We was looking at some houses yesterday up in Lake Placid area. So that's a little bit closer than what I am now.
Mike, I saw you kind of answering. Sorry, Tom. I just want to get to this question, because I do think this is kind of important in our hobby to keep sort of pushing this STEM thing. But Mike, I saw you answer in the comments. But if you just want to answer Ken's question about the videos you're trying to put together.
Yeah, Ken, we have a couple videos already created. We have a wiring switch track. We have a wiring just regular fast track. And we have a whole playlist on our channel already created for STEM. I mean, we're planning more videos to do for live streams and then to put regular videos out as well. If we take questions as well, so if anybody has anything more specific they want answered and they think it involves STEM and would like a video done for it, we're making lists to do that as well. We're gonna have Brian's gonna build a bridge, kind of like what Grandpa Rails and all of them were doing it today. And we're gonna do grading levels with woodworking. We're working out how to get that onto the STEM. So I don't know what specifically you're curious about in regards to STEM, but we're here and we have our Discord if you want to like hit us up and have more of a direct conversation about it. But I posted the link in the chat as well.
Just real quick, Eric's got to drop off. I just want to thank Eric again, sponsoring the channel. 7% off on all of their in-house made in the U.S. product lines. Any questions, Eric, and he's got other people working with him. They've been really great just at getting back to me with any questions I've had or any little custom changes or requests that I've asked for various things. So, definitely.
I have a question, if you're not going to leave for a second.
Yeah, what's
Eric,
that?
you got a second?
Yep.
I wanted to work with you with some decals. I've seen that you have custom decals. Like I really liked your elephant you had on that train.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see if you have like a second to chat about that. Do we have to send a train to you to get that going, like a car, or do you have stock of that? And can we upload an image or?
So right now, the way we do things is we have Sasha, who takes care of all of our customers.
Yeah, he's echoing.
Uh-oh.
I'll mute my mic in case it's me, but I lost him.
Yeah, I think we lost Eric.
I didn't touch anything.
I'm sure somehow it's my fault. So, Sasha is their trying to figure out who to blame. Who to blame? Sasha is their decal expert. They could either print decals to you guys, and then you guys could put them on yourselves, or you could work with them as well. Sending stuff to them to have it decaled. But they'll do custom. They do custom decals and custom vinyl as well, so they can do both of those, and they print them in house as well, so they have a really good turnaround time on getting stuff back
that, everybody, but that car they did with that elephant is awesome. I'm almost considered just buying that one because I like it. But okay, cool. I have to get with them.
Yeah, info at cmrproducts.com. We'll get to them. So Eric, I don't know if you heard. I kind of answered the question, but if you want to give your version, that's probably going to be better than my version.
Well, the battery on my laptop just died, so that's why I had to move quick. So basically, if you have an idea of something you want custom done, you would just email us at custom@cmrproducts.com. Sasha will help you through all that process to make either decals or a custom run of direct printed cars. And if you need us to source cars for the direct print job, we can do that. Because we sell authors, and sell Bowser as well. Or if you want to supply your own cars, by all means, just send them to us, and we will print them up for you. I mean, we do these for some major conventions. We do a lot of stuff for N-scale enthusiasts. The O-scale National Convention, we did one of their cars for the convention, and we're happy to help you out in any way we can.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really neat process.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we're gonna get with you because
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I like graffiti on the cars, and what you did with that elephant was just amazing.
Yeah, that was an
vinyl or
awesome
decal?
car.
What did he say?
I said that's an awesome car. I love the Elephant Tusk car. And that's all direct printed right on the car too. So there's no decal, no work. We just toss it in our printer, print it, and we're done.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's
really
that's
cool.
the biggest thing with our direct printing. A lot of people are looking at it's like, all right, I have 100 cars I need to do, but I don't want to decal 100 cars, and I want them all unique numbers. Cool, we'll just toss them in. We set up a program to put the sequential numbers on them, and we will just literally churn through every car. And we're doing for a whole bunch for Virginia and Atlantic, a guy out of one of the major Virginia clubs.
Okay.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, so please give me a call, shoot me an email, and we can talk. I'm happy to help you guys out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Excellent.
Awesome. I'm glad that glad you guys are able to connect. Eric, thank you so much for everything. Thanks for offering everyone a 7% discount.
Oh, sure.
Hopefully we'll be able to get some people connected up with you and get their visions realized.
Absolutely. And as always, if you guys have ideas for decals or 3D parts or cabs or resin, let us know. We're happy to look at anything as a potential project for the future. So,
and Eric, they're asking, do you have any videos? I know. So Eric has a YouTube channel. CMR Products is their YouTube channel, so you can definitely check that out. I know there's one video of Sasha actually manually putting stuff on, but do you have any videos of your printers running and stuff like that?
It's hard to take pictures of the printer. It's dark when it's running. So, but yeah, we can see what we can come up with, kind of give an idea of what's going on inside the printer.
You can kind of pretend like you're running the printer with
sure,
not have it print anything. I'm just joking.
It's not like pad printing where you can see everything just literally running the whole time. You kind of toss it in there, and it's kind of like an inkjet printer. It just keeps going back and forth over the printer, over the cars as they're printing. So, yes, I am broadcasting from underneath my layout. There's my wiring right above me.
Is that really? Or I thought it was just exposed wiring. Is that really your layout up there? That's hilarious.
Yep. Layout's right there. Well, what's left of it? Yeah, I'm switching over to T-Trak. I was starting a layout, but I really don't have room. My fish tanks take up too much time, and my brother has a bigger area to put up a serious layout, so we're gonna put all the effort there.
I have a question. Okay.
Sure.
We had a big discussion on a live stream where Heath, the guy way over on the other side, we were talking about pad printing and had about 10 different answers on what pad printing it was and still don't know the answer. So maybe you could explain it.
Oh, sure. Pad printing is an interesting process. I saw Bowser doing that, and it's basically you have, your stampers you use to, you basically have your ink pad, and you have that rubber stamp.
Yeah.
Same concept, only they're doing it right on the side of a car. It's not really a rubber stamp. It's similar material, but they're limited on the number of colors they can use based off of the number of heads that are in the car. So they'll print it one side up, and then this will say black gets printed, then the head rotates, then white will get printed, then the head rotates, then another color will get printed. And sometimes they have up to 5 or 6 heads on these pad printers. And so when someone says, hey, we do pad printing, but you're only allowed 4 or 5 colors, the reason is because that's how many heads are on their pad printer. What we do is full color spectrum. There's no restrictions whatsoever. And you don't have dithering. Like the pad printers will have dithering where it's actually pixelated trying to get a nice smooth color change. Ours isn't. It's as if you were printing on from your computer right onto a regular paper.
So you are not using like pad printing or ALPS, I think it's called ALPS or any of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
It's a
we
full.
used ALPS way back in the day, and the problem with ALPS is it's really hard to find the ink and it's very expensive, and those printers aren't getting any younger. So we found an alternative printer source, and we bought into the technology. It wasn't cheap, and it's been doing very well for us and allowed us to do the direct printing, and it's also allowed us to do all of our decals. So the direct printing process and the decals are done with the exact same printer.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey guys, I got to run. Y'all have a great time.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, we'll see you, Steve.
And Eric, I know you got to run in a second, but just so everyone knows, I'm going to set up a whole stream where we can just bring on Eric and maybe possibly some of the other people that work with him and see a little bit more of some of the stuff that he has. A lot of it is really, really neat, or at least I find it really interesting. So I want to make sure, people find out about it and can learn more about it. So yeah, thanks so much for being here today, Eric. Really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Happy to be here. Let me know when any guys want me on your channel for an interview or talk. Happy to join. Just let me know.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
So we've got another victim that just joined us. I mean, guest.
What's up, guys?
Hey, ZD, how you doing?
Pretty good, man.
I don't know your first name, ZD.
Just got back from Railfan earlier today.
Awesome. Is that that's what you do a lot of?
I technically Railfan Phillipsburg a lot, but I got Interstate on 294 earlier.
Nice. And that's your whole channel, or the majority of your channel is all Railfanning, right?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes.
Do you have a model railroad?
What's that?
Do you have a model railroad as well?
Not really, no. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Not really.
Yeah.
I just got back from Phillipsburg like not too long ago.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just asking everybody about their model railroading wiring, but if you don't have a model railroad, that question won't apply to you at all.
That's what I'm trying to say. Of course, I usually, if you don't use model railroading, of course, I usually get it only from my training room right there. But yeah, just making sure.
Gotcha.
Man.
So Tom, Rob keeps asking about Tom's Doritos and things, and he keeps pushing you to change your channel name. Is there any chance we're going to get you to change your channel name anytime soon?
I don't know if I'll be changing my channel name, but I might be coming out with a new logo, Arduinos and Doritos.
You heard it here first.
There's always room for Doritos.
Sometimes, technically, I see bags of Doritos every time. Right.
I see Doritos all the time.
I'm convinced that Debbie actually is your prop master, and she actually puts the bags up there for you.
Not really. She steals the Doritos out of there.
Cross Anchors wants to know where they could vote on your new logo.
Maybe I'll put it up on Discord later on. I'll have to figure out a logo first.
Are you on our channel, Tom?
No. Give me a. Can you send a link, or can you
I
send a
can
link?
send a link.
You can send a link.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Hold on, Cross. I'm gonna make you. Hold on, Cross. Hold on, Mike. I'm making you a moderator right now.
Okay, yeah. If you add that'd be cool. I'm having to do my editing in my own account on my iPad, which is hard.
Should I add Mike, or should I add? Oh, Mike, you already were. Yeah, so I just added Cross.
Thank you. That actually means I can set my iPad down.
Hey, Jason, it's probably about a half an hour until I'm gonna get out of here. Do you wanna come up and tell us about STS again tonight? And who else wants to come up here? I think Rob Why Are You Naked 4 needs to come up here.
Why Are You Naked?
He's just been ragging on everybody from the sidelines. I think he's got to come up and speak his mind.
Hey Heath, I've been on here since the beginning. My battery's about to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and say I'll watch on the computer.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Frank.
Yep.
We'll see you, Frank. Thank you.
Yep. See you later, Tom.
See you later. Rick, you don't have a Sparky mug, do you?
I saw Tom up here, so I had to come up and be a pest for a little bit.
There you go.
How you doing?
Rick, if people have not seen Rick's latest video with his Sparky mug, I highly recommend it, but don't be eating at the same time that you watch the video.
I've heard of a couple occasions of milk coming from the nose.
So your channel though is Rick Bailey. Fultz Bailey Railroad is your tagline, but if people are looking for Rick, it's just the first part of his name. So just so people know.
Right. I started my channel as just a viewer of YouTube, so I just put it under my name, and it wasn't until about maybe a year ago that Sparky challenged me to upload a video because, like I said, at that point I was just a contributor to the community, and I wasn't really posting anything. So no sooner did I put a video up, people started following, and I never thought to create another channel, or I was thinking of changing the name at one point, but I didn't want to lose the information that came with that. So yes, we the channel is under my name, Rick Bailey, but we call the layout the Fultz Bailey Railroad.
Hey, of course, the second I go to click on it, it moves on me. Tom, do you want to answer this question real quick, and then I'll get back to Rick?
Okay. I just put it up in there. I'm working on it. Okay. I figured out the problem, but I haven't done a video on it yet. The people at JMRI helped me out with it when I was putting in the node. I hit too many ones on it, and I was out of range on my bytes, so I had to redo the whole thing. And instead of 1101.
Ones and bytes, you've just lost everybody. You just completely lost everybody. Ones and bytes.
Okay, 1 and zeros. Okay, but anyway, you understand this. You hit something and you hit it twice instead of once. Okay, that was my problem on it. So yes, I do have, I did get it halfway working. I just have to work on the code yet to get it all working. So I won it.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So to get back to Rick for a second, I got to ask you this question because I haven't asked you. Do you like wiring on your layouts? Why or why not?
I don't mind it. I'll put it that way. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I hate having to do it. But once it's done and you get results out of your work, that's just awesome to see the light come on. After you've done your wiring is just, it's amazing to me. Just the fact that I can do that and I can create something makes up for the hour that I just spent having to build it.
And Rick, your latest thing is your venture into craftsman models.
Yeah, me and the bridge guys. We're wrapping things up.
Rick, you are so loud. I don't know if you know that. You're so loud.
I'm sorry.
So loud.
Here's an easy one.
Just look.
Sorry, I'm just one of those guys that has a very projected voice.
You get so excited.
We know why the microphone's 7 feet away.
Why do we do the microphone at 7 feet away? Why is the microphone just not 7 feet away than 6 feet?
That's where his other camera is.
DD, it's because he's too loud.
Come on, I'm in my house 24/7 though, 24/7.
Yeah, we all are these days. Anyone want to drop out? You got someone else in the basement that wants to come visit.
I'm actually going to go have dinner with the family, so I'll drop out. And if you guys are still here when I'm done, I'll jump back in if there's room.
All right, we're probably going to close out at 7. But 8 o'clock is the Train Freak has his Sideshow Sunday. So
and we're gonna be there.
I'll be there. I'll see you guys later.
If we're not here, go visit him.
Wow.
Fred.
Hi.
How's it going over there?
Oh, it's going pretty peachy.
Hey, Jason, do you need to run, or do you want to hang out, or do you want to?
I've got a couple minutes, so we're good.
My favorite thing is Jason's red room.
Hey, it was feeling so good outside earlier, and then my neighbor decided to kick up the lawnmower, so I had to come in. I didn't think y'all wanted to hear a lawnmower in the background.
You don't want to know what's happened in that room that he had to paint it all red, that's for sure.
Well, it's not all red.
So, Fred, do you like wiring your layout? Why or why not?
Oh, that is a very loaded question.
That's why I'm asking it, exactly.
I put it in the chat earlier. I don't know if anybody caught it. I actually just got back like 20 minutes ago now from the railroad club where I was wiring. So do I like it? It interests me. The wiring aspects, the DCC aspects, Arduinos, all that kind of stuff really it interests me, but it also drives me up a tree.
But what about it drives you up a tree? Like, is there any like specific part of it?
Things like trying to track down shorts.
What does that even mean? What does that mean? Tracking shorts.
Well, when the two wires get crossed with each other or they make contact with each other, it shorts out the entire system. It creates a loop that it shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I had that happen to me recently, and I mean, tracking a short, it's not easy at all because you have to go to every single connection to find out. And for me, I wired up a piece of track backwards in one spot. So I had to check roughly 20 connections to see which one did I wire backwards.
We've done that.
I did an expansion on the layout.
Technically, a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I did an expansion on the layout a couple of years ago, the club layout, and I went through and wired in a whole bunch of feeders, and I actually wired each feeder, checked for short, next feeder, check for short, next feeder, check for short. I was really glad I did that because I did just as you did, Jason. I wired one of them backwards, and I was able to catch it as soon as I did it. I didn't have to go back and unhook them all and figure out where the problem was.
And that's actually one thing I like about kind of wiring as blocks is that you can basically just turn off all your blocks and then check each one separately, so you're not, chasing it forever. And I know a lot of people with DCC are like, oh, you don't need to wire blocks anymore because, you can just run your trains and, blocks is old and whatever. Like, yeah, I kind of like, in JMRI, I can have a little map and see when my different trains are in different blocks, and definitely makes it easier.
Well, and with DCC, you can do the blocks if you want to. Like for my layout, for example, I have my left rail as the common rail. There's no insulation on it whatsoever. But the right rail, each block is separated by a insulated rail joiner. And then the feeds that are in each of those blocks go through a BD20, which is, NCE's block detection product, which will detect if that block is occupied or not, when it creates that circuit.
Hey, ZD, I got a new guy down in the basement that wants to come up. Do you mind dropping down for a little bit?
Yeah, that's fine. If you guys are not back up in like the next few minutes, I'll be back.
All right, awesome, man. Nice talking to you.
Thanks,
See
guys.
you, ZD.
Take care, ZD.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So, Fred, as we're bringing the next guy up, you want to, now that we know your opinions on wiring, what are you working on with your layout? What do you got going on your YouTube channel?
So my personal layout really hasn't had a lot of anything. I've kind of hit one of those. I really haven't been motivated to work on it other than to run trains. I have been running trains on it. I just finished doing a DCC install, which I actually put a video up about a week and a half ago on. Put a Soundtracks decoder into an Atlas, what was that, H1444, I think, with an iPhone speaker. And then, like, today I was down at the Railroad Club doing wiring, and we were talking about, our Railroad Club is all DCC. We have 3 boosters, 1 command station / booster, and 2 more boosters. But those are divided up into 12 different blocks, as you put it, making it way easier to track down when you have a short in one of those blocks.
Yeah, I'm actually a little nervous, but mine are all T-Trak modules. So what I did is basically every module's got its own running back to a DCC block detection device. And I'm a little nervous to plug them all in because I'm not sure if anything's going to work at all. So it's kind of going to be this, like, jump in both feet first, wire it all at once, and it'll work or it won't. And then we'll go from there.
Plug in one module at a time.
Tom, if I was smart, that's how I would do it.
Well, you know how to do it now.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing about troubleshooting is separating everything out and doing one little section at a time.
Yeah. No, I'm sure I will. I'm pretty good about not blowing up everything at once and just blowing up one piece at a time. So
not all at once, huh?
Not all at once. Not all at once.
I can tell you from experience, when you let the magic smoke out of the decoder, it does not go back in.
Yeah, it's very hard to get the smoke back in. Very hard.
That's funny. The magic.
Sean. So Sean is a new subscriber to the channel. I think you subscribed about 2 hours ago, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Yeah, I subscribed about 2 hours ago. I go around and if I see a channel that I like or that's interesting, I'll subscribe to that channel because I like to support the model train hobby in any way I can.
Welcome to the channel. Before you tell us about your railroad, it looks like you got behind you there. Do you like wiring stuff? Why or why not?
Wiring comes pretty natural to me because I'm actually a diesel tech, and I've been a diesel tech for 32 years, and I'm a master certified diesel technician. So wiring and electricity is not really a big deal to me, especially in the world of trucks where now things are using Zener diodes and they're doing 5-volt reference and a 12-volt system. So there's a lot of things going on in the truck that makes it so doing a model railroad is not really as tough as actually working on a truck as far as the wiring system.
Awesome. So obviously, since you're a new subscriber, I haven't had a chance to look at your channel or anything yet. What do you model? What do you put up on your channel? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey, South Jersey, where there's farmland. When you say Jersey, everybody's thinking, all these industrialized, but where I'm at, it's all farmland, it's all flat. There's grain trains around here, soybean trains, stuff like that. But what DMR Productions is all about is primarily I try to showcase model trains. And what I normally do is go out to train shows and actually shoot videos of the train clubs that are on display for the day. And I put it up on my YouTube channel, and I try to promote the the train show that's hosting it, as well as the club. I have done video shoots for O-gauge clubs as well, and even HO gauges. It doesn't matter what model train it is. And I'll actually go to clubs, open houses, and I'll shoot video for them and put it up for their advertising their club or event or whatever have you. So that's Backman Productions tries to support the hobby of the model railroad any way I can, whether it's through train show events, club events, and even hobby shop stores. And I've done a couple events for Henning's Trains that host an event called Fun for Run, and they normally have an event where you bring your locomotive to their layout, and they'll set you up with trains, and you get to run your locomotive on their layout, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it's the whole size of the basement. It's the footprint is the basement of this house, and it's huge. And I shot a lot of video of that as well on my channel.
I noticed you saying O gauge instead of O scale, and some of my O scale friends have been teaching me the difference between, like, you know, O gauge is a little smaller, O scales the whatever. Do you specialize in one or the other? Like, are you an O gauge guy?
Well, I originally was G scale. I started in G scale in 2000, and I ended up getting out of it in 2015 because a lot of manufacturers went bankrupt, they're out of business, and a lot of stuff wasn't being made. And I wanted stuff that was more modern. So I sold off and went back into O gauge because I was O gauge as a kid up until I was like 22, 23. Got out of it, got into the car show hobby. Had a couple cars, did the car show thing for 10 years, and went back into trains and got into G scale. The difference between O scale and O gauge, the true difference is O gauge is actually 3-rail, O scale is 2-rail. There's also such a thing called high rail O gauge, which is what Conahay Rail is behind me. High rail means that everything on Conahay Rail behind me is to true 148 scale, meaning MTH Premier, Lionel Standard O, Atlas O, Master Series, everything's 148 scale. I also have a traditional O gauge layout, which means that is all semi-scale, or half the size of 148, you know, not quite true dimensions. But that's the
O gauge and O scale and all that stuff. I'm just,
that's confusing.
Yeah, but it almost sounds like Tom talking about ones and bytes over there is when people start talking about O gauge and O scale. I just
there you go.
So you got Tom. Yeah,
I don't understand any of that.
You got Tom in this corner over here confusing me with bits and bytes, and then you're over there. Well, Sean, it's fantastic to meet you, and I'll definitely check out your channel when we get out of here. And John from Schuylkill River Valley has been very helpful. He's been putting people's links to their channels in the chat. So hopefully some other people have jumped over there as well to check out your channel.
Yeah, I just subscribed.
Is there anybody that's willing to drop down into the basement? I got another guy that I'd like to introduce because I don't know if anybody knows him.
I'll leave.
Yes. Who's
okay? Here's a quick difference in O gauge and O scale. They'll run on the same track. Okay, these are each SD70 Aces. Okay, this is O gauge, and this is O scale. So you can see the difference. It's the same engine. It'll run on the same track, but this one is smaller. It's designed to turn on a tighter curve, and it's not built to scale.
See, this is why I stick with N.
Fortunate, correct.
That's why I stick with N scale. We need more N scalers here. All this O talk is just like let's get some N scalers up here and take over.
There you can kind of see it runs on the same track, but you can see the actual size difference of that exact same kind of engine. Yeah, a couple inches always matters.
Brian, are you holding? Is that a BNSF logo in the bottom there?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is yeah, and this one is on that permanent loan from the Rusty Anchors collection.
It's almost like that was the perfect intro to this new guy here. What's his
right?
BNSF 6951? Yeah.
Hey guys,
we got a quality production here. It was an intro planned. How you doing, BNSF?
I'm doing okay. How's everybody else doing?
Doing great, Vinny. So, Vinny, I've been asking everyone this question, and I know you're doing a lot of work on your railroad right now. Do you like wiring? Why or why not?
I don't have a problem with it. I just try to stick with the same colors and on the same rail all the time. I have what they call a polarity car, which is one of my box cars. I just put a piece, like I'm using yellow and green for my track wiring. So I'll put a piece of yellow tape on top of the box car, whatever side the yellow wire is going to be on, and I'll just run that car around so I can never screw up. So, yeah.
Oh, I get you. So the car is actually labeled, one side is one color, one side's the other color, so you always know. Exactly.
And I got that trick from John Tanzillo.
That is a brilliant idea.
I tell you, you can't mess up. Once you put the car on the track and once you establish which side is going to be what color, then you put a piece of tape or even a piece of a little piece of paint on it, maybe like a little dot of paint or a little round stickers or something of the color wire you're going to be using, and just run that car around the track as you do your wiring. Now,
Jason, it sounds like that would have saved you some headache on your wiring.
Yeah.
Now the question is what's going to happen when someone comes over and takes that car and turns it around?
Well, that's the thing. Once it's on the track, you can't take it off.
Oh.
It has to stay on the track, unless you can remember which rail is going to be the color that you're going to do, or you can always get back under the layout and look.
You can always reset it too. You had it on there, you did the wiring, now you put it back on. Okay, this is the way I want it now. Keep track of it.
And reversing loops?
Yeah, so I was just going to say, Vinny, aren't you putting a reversing loop on that third level? How's that boxcar trick going to work on that?
The wire coloring stays the same all the way throughout the entire layout. What changes is is whatever you're using to do the reverse polarity. Like I'm using a DigiTrax AR1 for my auto reversing, and it doesn't matter which way the wires are. As long as it gets to the AR1 and back out to the track, as long as you use the same color on the track after the AR1, it's not going to be any problems.
You just got to be careful not to push the boxcar all the way through your reverse loop so it comes out the other side and it's facing the wrong direction.
No, because it like I said, the wiring, once it goes to the reversing unit, it doesn't matter. The wiring is still going to be the same on the other side of the reversing loop. The colors are still going to be on the same rail.
Understood. So, Vinny, once now that you're done with Matt's build, what's your next project that you can show us on your channel?
I do have another build for Matt. Actually, this one's going to be a total scratch build of a station that he wants me to do for him. And I also have another person who just contacted me that wants a MyJack crane put together. Okay. So one of those two will be my next project that I'll be recording.
So when are we going to see more of your layout? I feel like everybody wants to see the layout progress. And
well, I told Matt when I finished his project, the first project, that I was going to take a break from his projects and go work on my layout. So this week coming up, I will be working on my layout and doing some filming on it.
So you're
right now I am up to the wiring part.
I don't know if anybody here doesn't know who Vinny is, but just in case, Vinny does a live stream Friday nights and then has a premiere every Saturday at noon. And Saturday at noons, he's been showing us Matt's build. But he keeps threatening to show us his layout progress. But, it is what it is, right, Vinny?
Well, the thing is, my YouTube family comes first, okay? Family first. and I needed to finish Matt's build before I worked on my layout. So I took the whole 12 days off of my layout just to work on his every day until I got it finished. And now that it's finished, he already got it. It's in his house. He already showed where it's going to go, and now he's going to be doing his next video is going to be of him actually doing the unboxing and putting it on his layout.
Oh, awesome. Beautiful. Digger Evans says, everyone knows Cousin Vinny.
Hey, Digger, what's going on, buddy?
I mean, he does such great work.
Yeah, Vinny, your stuff's amazing.
I appreciate that, guys. I really do.
Really is. It's a level of detail. It's beautiful. It always captures the situation and what you're trying to do.
And you know, the
very
thing
well.
is, the way I look at it is, anybody could put a kit together. Anybody can do 4 walls in a scratch, in a scratch build. It doesn't matter. What matters is all the detail that you put into it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can get more detailed parts in HO than you can in N scale. And the build I just finished was for N scale. I would have loved to have put some electrical meters on the outside, natural gas meters and stuff like that, but it's not available. So
Yeah, we'd love to have one of your pieces on our layout.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm for hire.
One of my issues with building kits is they're all the same. If you have that on your layout, so does everybody else.
And that's one of the reasons.
Vary it, make it different. Well,
that's what I did on the last build. He sent me a kit. It was the Red Wing Mill building, and he wanted a gigantic complex. All right, and he sent me a second kit, which was the Sun Valley Mill or something like that. It was an old kit. But when I started putting it together, I'm looking at it and saying, well, I am a person for proportions. Proportion has to look right in order for me to do the build. And when I had his 2 kits together, they didn't look right. So I actually scratch built 2 buildings, and I added on to the original kit in the same with the pilasters and all that stuff. I added on to that. So it made the building go from here, step down to here, step down again, and then step down to the rest of it. So it had a nice flow to it.
We don't have to end right now, but I do want to get in before everybody runs away. Vinny, and there's been some other people that have bigger channels that have been huge supporters of the community. And, as a lot of this chat, goes by too, like these are all people with channels out there. So if people can, go and search for these channels, subscribe to these people, support them, support what they're up to. I think this community's really come together during this showstopper, and we've created this online community to share what we're up to in a way that has been really great. So Vinny, I do just want to say, like, while you're up here, thank you, and Sparky, and there's been a lot of other larger channels that have just used the platform that they built to really help other people share their passions with everybody else as well.
Well, that's the whole purpose of this community, is to help each other out, to build it. So, they're saying, well, the younger generation, they're not going to continue on with the hobby. They are. There's a lot of young people that are into the hobby, and we just don't know about it because they don't post any videos or anything like that. So I do it because my Friday night live streams, I do just so a lot of people can get together and chit chat while I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
I remember a while back, and this is almost a year ago now, I had a message on one of my videos from Vinny. I didn't know who he was. I had no clue. And he said, I'm going to shout you out in my live stream. So I went and watched his live stream Friday night. In that 1 hour, I picked up like 24 subscribers.
Yep.
I remember when he was going through reading it at the end of the chat, and I put it in there. He's like, he looked at that. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. What did this guy have when I told him at the beginning?
And that's the reason why I do it. I do, I look at channels. Actually, Wilmer was actually helping me out by doing his shout outs on his Not Bad shows. I told him, I said, Wilmer, I said, if I need videos to watch, I'm going to steal them off you. He said, oh yeah, go ahead, no problem. So I've been stealing a lot of his shout outs to do my shout outs with, but that's a good thing because that's 2 shout outs the person would get in 1 week, you know?
There
Yeah.
too, I didn't know who Wilmer was until he shouted me out in one of his not bads.
Right.
And I started getting all these comments. Wilmer sent me. I'm like, who's Wilmer? No.
And
I
you
had
know,
to find out who he was.
when I do my shout outs, I always ask the people in my chat to please say how they found the channel.
Yeah.
You know, this way they know, you know, it's just not, not just 50 people just going and subscribing to their channel, just adding the group. It's because somebody pushed them to that channel.
Yeah, I know Roy Smith mentioned me in one of his videos, and all of a sudden I started getting all these subs, but I couldn't figure out where they were coming from or what was going on. So like I didn't know like to go thank him or whatever because I hadn't just gotten a chance yet. So it's definitely good when we can, you know, not only subscribe to each other, but, you know, comment on each other's videos, let us know where did we see you,
right?
You know, and all that kind of that kind of stuff.
Keith, did you see your Naked's comment about Vinny?
Yeah, I did. Vinny, did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Vinny is one of the founding fathers. He should be on a model $20 bill. Digger Evans said, yep, I found Fred's channel from Vinny's shout out. So, yeah, I mean, these sort of chats and these sort of, you know, Sparky set this up on Sundays at 5. He was just running trains for a while, and then he said, let's kind of do this community thing. And, you know, as a lot of you probably saw in his video, he couldn't do this one. And he said, Heath, you want to jump in? And I was like, you know, any chance to help build up the community. And, you know, now we got Sean, or at least I'm new to Sean. I know some people already know him, but
I don't know Sean.
I've actually been on YouTube since 2011.
That's about when I started too.
Yeah, so I've been on there a long time, and I've always done model railroad videos. That's what I mainly focus on. I have done other things like railroad excursions and stuff like that, but I mainly focus on model train events. And like I said, the first until 2015, I was mainly doing G scale, but I decided to expand after 2015, and I went into shooting video of other scales, O gauge, and then promoting the train shows such as Greenberg and World's Greatest Hobby, and I bring those videos to the people who can't attend or go to them shows because they're either too far away or they're disabled, or
right.
So I try to bring people that train show experience to their home.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd never talk to Brian and Mike at Crossed Anchors like O-scalers if it wasn't for YouTube. I mean, you know, us N-scalers just don't associate with O-scalers. So this has been a whole.
Yeah, it's been such a great time.
Did you see this comment, Mike?
I did. I just responded to them in the chat. I pushed out the Discord. I hope everybody comes to hang out with us. We take a lot of content ideas, and we've actually jumped on private video chats with people to help people with their specific layouts on there.
And with what you were saying with everybody here, like you said, you meeting us as O-scalers. That's like one of our things when we started the channel, and our mission statement was to be inclusive, and it's just for everybody. There's a place for everybody in model railroading.
Yep.
It's really interesting that we all have similarities when it comes to it. It's still all trains, and they still all kind of work the same way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what size the train is; it's still a train.
Right. There are a lot of people in the community that have multiple scales too.
Right.
That's my main layout. But I have a G scale that I run around in the backyard, or whatever you want. It's G gauge. G gauge is like O scale. It's got different scales, but all run on the same track. And I have S gauge. I have S gauge because it was my father's train.
Right, and I think a lot of us have a similar story. You just mentioned like my father's train, and Brian mentioned that locomotive was on loan from Rusty Anchors, who's his father. A lot of us got into this as something passed down. So now with YouTube, everyone sits in front of their TV. They don't play with model trains anymore. So I feel like it is important for us to get out there and, do these different things so that we can pass this along. I do want to just thank somebody. John from Schuylkill River Valley has been really great. He's been, hunting down people's channels and posting their links in the chat so that make it easy for people to connect with each other. So if you aren't also subscribed to John at Schuylkill River Valley, he's also a member of the Sidetrack Sunday crew that myself and the Train Freak are a part of. So please also go subscribe to John's channel as well.
Yeah.
John is also a part of Community Roundhouse, which is going to be this next coming Wednesday. I think we're going to be putting a premiere video out.
And
John,
Vinny, is that going to be on your channel on Wednesday at 6, we think?
I believe it's going to be my channel Wednesday. I think it's just before Sparky. So it's 6 o'clock Eastern, I think is what it's going to be. John, correct me if I'm wrong. Because John is part of that also. John, Schuylkill Valley.
Yeah, I mean, I love there's this sort of group of people that have kind of created a consistent stream thing so that people know, like, if you want to get out and chat about model trains, that somebody's out there. Vinny does Fridays, Sparky does Wednesdays, but then there's groups like Community Railroad. Did I say that right?
Community Roundhouse.
Community Roundhouse. I'll get it right one of these days. There's Community Roundhouse. It's a group of people that come together and produce something. There's On Track Tuesday. That's a revolving group of people. There's Sidetrack Sunday. There's now the Bridge Guys as well, which is now Sundays at noon.
At noon, yeah.
It's so interesting. When I basically got on YouTube in March of this year when all this stuff happened, and it's just amazing how it's expanded even since March. So Brian says yes, this Wednesday at 6 on Vinny's channel. Brian's also a member of Community Roundhouse as well. So subscribe to his channel because 1 month Community Roundhouse will be on his channel and you'll want to be able to find it.
Right, we do a roundhouse on whose channel it goes on every, it just rotates. And we do interviews on the Community Roundhouse. We get a guest on there and we give them the hot seat and just tear them apart.
I'm gonna bow out. I don't know, Keith. Do you want me to plug another live stream that's starting like right now?
Are you talking about TSG Multimedia?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go watch them. So.
Yeah, John was on here earlier, so I'm actually going to wrap this up. I really like TSG Multimedia, and I want to make sure that we all get a chance to go over there. He's doing a panel discussion on basically model railroading during the showstopper, and he's got people on that are going to talk about their experiences with that. After TSG Multimedia's show at 8 o'clock, so an hour from now, the guy in red up at the top there is going to be putting some decals on some trains. If everything goes well, it'll go well. If not, we'll get another hour of bloopers.
I will see you guys later.
Sunday. Take care, Fred.
Take care, Fred.
But yeah, not that we're just putting the decals on these 2 cars, or I'm putting the decals on the cars. We're actually going to give these 2 cars away. So as a contest, so make sure you're tuned into that.
Just make sure you put my number on one of those.
Awesome. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I'm just going to, again, just sort of thank my supporters, thank my sponsors, and go through all that. But, thank you, everyone that's jumped on with me. Really appreciate the support of everyone showing up. And, continue to just have a fabulous Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Now I got to figure out how to get me to be the big person.
There you go. Bye.
Yep.
We'll see you.
Thanks, everyone. Channel
care.
support, Teespring, Patreon, DMR Products, channel sponsor. And I'm just going to end this by running the logo.